We got a treat for you tonight. We're gonna make spaghetti that is keto friendly. Hey guys, Kelly and Sophia here. Welcome back to Swole Kitchen. I think that's what we called it. We haven't been here for a while. Hope the holidays were good. Holidays were good to me. You guys know I like my own see on TV stuff. And look what Santa brought me. A second Of Glove.
You need the new Of Glove Hot Surface Handler, now with non-slip silicone grips.
Never have too many of anything from the As Seen on TV store. Basically what I've got right here, 2 pounds of ground beef. Now with the very low carb, high fat, you don't have to get the expensive, 93.7 beef. This is actually 73%, the 73% ground beef. So it's cheaper, but you can see it actually leaves a lot of fat in here, which is what you want for your macros to be right on this. So you're gonna go ahead and brown up the beef, add whatever it is that you like to add when you make your spaghetti. I put some EVOO in it. Did Italian seasoning, I'm all about that. Probably add some more of that here in a little bit. Black pepper, garlic salt. We're gonna do green peppers, onions, and also a whole bunch of fresh ground garlic. So we're gonna go ahead and cook that up. When we come back in a few minutes, I will show you on the next section how we're gonna actually make the noodles and what we're gonna make the noodles for the pasta to be able to make it keto friendly. And then we'll talk a little bit about the sauce. Mix it all together, show you how good it tastes. Okay, so we showed you how we were making the meat. Next part is to make the spaghetti noodles. Obviously, doing keto, you can't use regular pasta noodles. It's going to throw your carbs very high, knock you out of ketosis. So we do something else. You have 2 choices. You can either do a yellow squash or a zucchini. We've done zucchini several times. This time we're actually going to do a yellow squash, going to be a little bit better. Now, how do you do that? You say, how are you going to make noodles out of that? What am I going to do? Guess what the answer is? As seen on TV. Ready? Yep. There's Sophia. Sophia, how do we make the spaghetti noodles?
Well, you take the squash.
Yep.
And you have to cut the end off of it so it'll fit in.
Okay.
And then you have to line it up and squish it.
Squish the squash.
Yeah.
So is that what you're saying? You squish the squash?
Yeah.
All right. Once you squish the squash, what do? You
have to turn the handle.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cute. We never did this one before.
Throw them out.
And you just keep turning it until it gets to the end.
Let me see what the squish squash looks like. Okay.
You don't have to push too hard, but kind of a little bit.
And here is what we're going to use for spaghetti noodles. So we'll be back in just a second after we get these done and show you throwing them in the pan, putting the sauce in there, and how we finish it up. Thank you. Coming out good? The
Yeah.
Swiss squash look pretty good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we've got the meat browned. We now have the squash or zucchini, whichever way you want to go, is now cut up. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put the quote noodles, or our version of noodles, in with the beef. All right. You might not want to make a mess like I do. We're going to go ahead and put those in. You know what? We're going to load them all up. How about that? We're going to go ahead and put them all in. You're going to stir it up. They don't really need to be cooked. They're just fine raw, but they actually taste a little bit better if you just get them in with all the fat and the juices and the seasonings. And you're going to go ahead and stir them up like that. We're going to let that get in there a little bit. Go ahead and get every last little bit that we want. This was 2 yellow squashes that we used. Each yellow squash, for the size that we have, is about 3 carbs for the entire thing. So far right now we're looking at about 5 to 6 carbohydrates for 2 pounds of beef. And we're certainly not going to eat 2 pounds in one sitting, so not bad. Next thing we're going to do is the pasta, the sauce. This is actually Raoul's homemade. What you need to do is literally just look on the label and find the one that has the least amount of carbohydrates and the most amount of fiber. This, you can see, has 3 carbohydrates, for 5 servings. We're going to use the whole thing. That's going to be about 15 carbs to go in with our 5 or 6 carbohydrates on the zucchini or the squash. So total for this entire dish, macro-wise, you're looking at about 20 carbohydrates. You're certainly not sitting down, I don't think you are anyway, and eating 2 pounds of ground beef and 2 full zucchinis in an entire bottle in one sitting. So that being said, from a macro standpoint, it works just perfect. You're probably going to get about a quarter of that. We're going to go ahead and dump this in. Like I said, we've got all the seasoning in there, whatever seasoning you want. You're going to stir it up and cook it just like you would your normal spaghetti that your grandma taught you to make a long, long time ago. And if you want to throw a top on it, let it simmer, whatever you want to do. But we'll be back with the finished product here shortly.